Happy Pokemon Day! It's Fragments of Silicon.
Welcome to another installment of Fragments of Silicon. Joining me, as always, is the regular crew. Let's get to the news. Let's see who to start us off this week. Petty, why don't you rattle us with your various goings-ons?
Not a whole lot's happened this week. And my cat seems to be doing a little better. Her ear isn't as swollen as it was last week, so that's good.
Yes, it is.
And as far as video games are going, not really a whole lot new to report. And I've been working on one of the games for review, and oh boy, I have opinions.
That's good. That's good because, it's a review. I'm like, did you ever figure out what you needed to do? Progress?
I started a new game and I might have just been a glitch and blocked something that I didn't see.
But the point of order is you managed to progress further.
Yes.
Okay. Good enough.
Yeah. And yeah, I think that's it for me. So next victim.
Mm-hmm. Twilight, let's go with you.
All right. All right. Let's see here now. Not a great deal's been going on. There's been trying out a new scheduling software at work, and that's created a bit of chaos among us. Well, on the front end at least, it's got glitches and everybody's schedules are weird. I'm one of the lucky few.
How new software goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm one of the lucky few who wasn't affected by it, though the break and lunch schedule's been a little odd, but...
Yeah, don't jinx it.
I know. I'm not expecting that to remain how it is. But anyway, yeah. This is just a trial week. They'll be sending reports in, getting fixes, and everything should be back to normal soon. Let's see here now. What else? Well, after hearing some of the good reviews, I decided to go and see the Sonic movie. It's good. I enjoyed it. Jim Carrey did much better than I expected as Eggman, and I'm actually looking forward to a possible sequel, considering how it ended.
There's going to be a sequel, considering it's the highest-grossing video game movie ever.
Yeah. I just hope it turns out well.
Better than how this turned out. Like, whatever else, going back at the last minute to rejigger Sonic's character model was not easy.
Obviously, yeah. Yeah, there's some potential there. So, yeah. I'm hoping for the best. Let's see here. In terms of video games, I went and nabbed the Mega Man Zero and ZX Legacy Collection, and
oh right, that's that, isn't it?
Yeah, it came out yesterday. Yeah, there have been some people talking about some glitches and whatnot, some booting problems. I didn't experience any booting problems when I tried it out, and yeah.
Did you get far enough in ZX to figure out how they handled the connection?
Well, I mean, I tried it out. I didn't actually play any games yet.
It's fine. It's kind of late game, and it's just a minor thing. But there's a spot in ZX that on the DS, if you had Mega Man 03 or 04 plugged in the Game Boy Advance slot, you could fight 4 of the bosses from it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I
And
remember
they
it
actually
too.
like added new voice clips for them.
I imagine that being there, considering, Mega Man 3 and 4, or Mega Man 03 and
Yeah,
4.
no, it's part of the connection, so I assume that it's there. But I wonder if it's like a thing you can turn on and off, or if they're always both assumed to be in, or what.
I might
Because you
try
could
to.
only have one, obviously, because there's only one Game Boy Advance slot.
Right.
I might have to try it out or look out, see if anybody mentions it at some point later.
It's pretty late in the game, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, that's it for my news.
All right, that means it's your turn, Galax.
Well, the weather's been being a lot less like winter, which is kind of nice. I've had enough of winter for now. The new payroll system at work seems to be. I'm getting used to it. Curious to see how it'll go when we start transferring to people. A lot of people sending in their stuff digitally, because that will affect how I do my stuff. But that's not for a bit yet. So for now, everything seems to be fine. Trying to think, is there anything else aside from? I don't usually bother you guys with my trading card game stuff, so I won't do that. But there was a event recently for that. That's why I was debating it. And video game wise, as I stated in the intro thing, apparently it's Pokemon Day. I don't know why. February 27th. Yes, I know it's not the 27th here yet, but it is in Japan. Is Pokemon Day. It might be when the first ones were released, but they have some special events in Sword and Shield that I'm trying to do, and also apparently at some point in the next 24 hours they're going to introduce a new mythical Pokemon that we'll be able to get somehow. So
Does it involve pushing a truck?
Probably not, statistically, but can't ever rule it out. So looking forward to that.
Okay. Anything else?
That's about it, I think.
All right, I guess it's my go. Oh, jeez. Just dealing with a lot of hot and cold as far as the weather goes. Can't decide if it. Some days it decides it's winter. Sometimes it decides it's spring. Real good getting sick weather. But thankfully, feeling healthy. Let's see. As far as games and the show goes, let's see. Just had to scrap a review because too many technical difficulties. Do that with with another one. Like one was not only not running very well, it had no options for anything.
Oh, fun.
It's just like play game, quit. I'm like, yeah, and I'm not sure if it was the frame rate or the fact that it looked like it had so much motion blur that it was smeared with Vaseline.
Oh God. So what you're saying is I'd start vomiting immediately. Good to know.
Yeah. I'm just like, I mean, this game couldn't even be bothered with options, so pass on that. And the other one, it ran fine when I got into the game. It's just it took like 5 minutes to start it up.
Wow.
I've had games like this before. Like it takes forever to load up, but once it gets in game, it's fine. And I've had the games that also load up slow and are also a bit shit in terms of performance. But this one was, when I got it to work, it worked fine. It's just, if sometimes it would also crash. So I'm just like, this is too unstable, and sometimes that happens. So something has been substituted in place. More on that at the bottom of the show. And that's about it for news this week. And merrily, usually we'd roll along to the interview portion, but we don't have an interview because that got moved to Friday. So we're resuming our Let's Play of 80 Days. It's last episode of this was what, November?
Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I think Steam said I last opened in October.
It's been a few months.
Yeah.
I think, if I'm recalling correctly, we left off in Munich. That's about where I thought we left off. Somewhere in Eastern Europe, Middle East kind of area.
Isn't Munich in Germany?
Yes. I'm like,
not that east.
I know.
We were planning on heading to like Bucharest or something though.
Yeah, that's what I think it was. But I'm like, Munich, Germany. Let's see. I'm trying to think if that is that's not Eastern Germany. But it's getting close. It's Central Europe. Point of order is we're in Munich, and let's see. Apparently, we're dealing with an accent.
Mm.
Yeah, as expected, my accent was a problem in Munich to the point where even our concierge went so far as to spill a mug of coffee into my lap. And so, do we engage in fisticuffs here? Do we keep calm and carry on, or do we get one own back on him? Choices.
Indeed.
So on one hand, I don't think anything good would happen from spilling glass of Merlot on his shirt, but on the other hand, I kind of want to spill a glass of Merlot on his shirt.
Let's see what happens. So sounds like we're going for the Merlot here.
Okay, stabbing is a little bit too far.
Right.
So I guess
accidents.
Hmm?
Yeah, I don't know. Accidents happen. I think we'll accidentally brutally cut this man's head off while shaving. I hit him in the eye. This is just going on and on.
So what we're saying is we're going to spend the rest of the 80 days in jail.
That seems to be the direction this is headed.
Maybe. If we live.
Indeed.
Your character is now polished. Okay,
meaning your reputation or whatever. I guess because you stood up for yourself.
I guess. I mean, that's one waiter that's probably gonna need some insurance, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. Okay, so there isn't anything else we can buy.
Let's see. What did we have on our? Let's see. Geometry equipment. Don't think we. I guess we explore.
All right.
Do we have anything to sell here? I don't think so.
I don't
Well,
think
the
so
market's
either.
not open anyway, so, or is it?
It was open, yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Workers shouted to each other. Okay, a place of industry. Then I quickly returned to the safety of a cafe.
These really seem like just different next paragraphs.
Yeah, a place of industry. Then
That's what I would say.
all right. In horror or absent-mindedly. Considering we just got into a brawl, I don't think a few specks of. Then again, we seem to care about our shirt a lot. So, I guess in horror.
I'm trying to judge what these things will do.
I'm like, once again, who had become obsessed with steam power. I guess more interesting because, steam power is kind of allowing us to travel the world in 80 days.
Mm-hmm.
To the second one?
Yeah. Like, we should probably say something to Monsieur Fogg.
Mm-hmm.
So smooth is down from polished.
Right. Huh.
So,
Let's see. So, is there anything that's good to sell? I think wasn't there something that in our possession that we were supposed to sell here, or did we already sell it?
I think we might have already sold it.
I don't think so. We were heading to Budapest next, I think, because we have stuff to sell there.
Okay. Well, I mean, there doesn't seem to be a pressing reason for us to sticking to Munich. So, off to Budapest. If let's see, Venice.
If we go to Venice, we'll have a hard time getting to Budapest, which is where we were trying to head.
Well, we might have to. Can you access the other route? Yeah. Yeah. Budapest would be.
Why are you zooming all over the place?
I'm not trying to. This is kind of weird.
Budapest is you almost had it. Yeah, we want to go that way. Prague, Berlin. We need to go to Vienna. The parts before.
Oh, we missed the thing.
Negotiate then. Okay.
Say yes quickly.
Embark.
Ah.
We're stuck in here for another day.
I guess let's go to plan.
I think that's what just did.
Yeah, we want to go to Vienna and then Budapest.
Yeah, then Budapest.
All right.
So I guess there's nothing more to do than to go to the hotel.
Yep.
Probably best to watch the linen.
Yeah, probably.
Mm.
Yay.
Okay. All right. Well, let's go. Embark. Bozek car. Let's see.
Retribution for unpaid fees.
Mhm.
I'm like, I had little interest in such matters.
I'm curious, but okay.
Okay, oh. Steam. This is why we're on the car.
Hmm.
Ah.
So I guess ask about Vienna.
Yeah.
Vienna to Budapest, I'm guessing.
Yes. Private car from Vienna to Budapest, but the journey is a long one. I mean, we're already committed, so
Yeah.
So where do we want to go from Budapest?
we'll probably figure that out when we get there.
Yep.
To which I happily did not listen.
Is that what we want to go with?
Well, is that one of the options?
Yeah.
Okay. Or I'm fine with not listening to rambling old people stories.
Remember, some of these might open up possibilities of other routes that are available.
All right.
That said, I don't think we were planning on going down by the Indian subcontinent, so
Okay.
I think we're probably okay.
So I guess we can go to the market.
Well, let's see. We got scarf, a monkey wrench, music box, and pressure gauge. Let's see. Anything worth selling here?
I don't think
In
so.
Budapest, wasn't the geometry equipment and the magnifying glass for there?
For Budapest, yeah, but we're in
Uh,
yeah, Vienna.
Right.
Yeah. Remember, it's Vienna, then Budapest.
I guess since we don't have any room in
I mean, our bags are full rather, and the ways we've ended up traveling tend to not have more than one
right.
or more than two luggage spaces.
Retired early.
If you go to the chamber music thing, you might get your character improved slightly. I'm not sure.
I guess why
I'm not actually looking up or anything.
Let's go with the chamber music. Yeah. Once attended a concert in Vienna. Mozart, not surprisingly.
Ooh, juicy gossip.
Go on.
Which one? I listened to the bartender.
Listened in.
Oh.
Yeah, listen to their banter. Yeah.
So possibly if you get here earlier, you might be able to get that. Since I assume a lot of the world for this operates on clockwork, regardless of what you do.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Death and destruction, I guess.
All right. So I guess we depart to Budapest.
That's the plan.
Fun fact, Budapest was originally two cities named Buda and Pest.
Yeah, that's.
I don't remember where I learned that.
I'm just going to assume Wikipedia. Mm. Hmm.
This sounds like a horrible idea.
Hmm. Yeah, that's good.
Yes, writing.
We're probably gonna, unless the road is particularly slow. I mean, yeah, we need to sell our stuff, but unless the road is particularly slow, we should probably try to go to, was it Belgrade?
Probably. Like, anyway, so let's start the selling.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to sell the geometry equipment and magnifying glass since we're literally only here because we have that.
Yeah. Not those things. Yeah, that.
I think you drag it up to sell.
And then we want to sell the geometry equipment.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And then let's see what the stuff they have here is.
Vodka.
Yeah, wind scarf, magnetic compass, absinthe.
Oh damn! If we go to Moscow, we can get some serious coinage from this.
Well, that sounds
that's
like
very north of here,
but doable.
Mm-hmm.
And keep in mind, we're also in steampunk 80 days world, so we'll probably take a steam train over the fucking Pacific Ocean. I still can't believe that was a thing.
Yeah.
Okay, it is northeast. So yeah, if we go the way we were planning to.
So
grab the absinthe.
all right, load up and head to Moscow.
Ready?
Assuming we don't pass through any places where we're not allowed to have that. I forget if the Trans-Siberian Railroad is a thing yet, but we can hope so.
I mean, does it really matter if it existed in real life at this point? Like, I think we've established that this isn't really taking cues from reality so much.
Okay, so we probably need to go to Warsaw.
Yeah, Warsaw would, and that would head off into Russia.
Mm-hmm.
There's Moscow right there.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm assuming
Warsaw would be the best nearest route, I think.
All right.
Warsaw, then we're probably going to Minsk and then Moscow.
All right.
I would be better at this game if I was better at, geography.
Like,
I literally had to look up.
I guess hotel.
Yeah, since there doesn't seem to be any departures. So,
never had really been one for broth.
I never really been one for broth. Or advice from.
I'm sorry, that's just funny.
Yeah. So broth then.
Oh, I accidentally hit the other one because thought we were making
Whatever.
fun of that one.
Okay.
I just thought it was funny.
Fair enough.
Conceal your trepidation.
I don't think we want to, or do we want to cause a minor accident with his dress, considering the fact that we've established our character here is pretty violent.
As very as say, we're pretty prone to violence at this point.
Well, I mean, we just only stabbed a dude in the arm with a steak knife. It's fine.
Now, I mean, what's a minor accident? In this case, it's probably going to be a tire iron to the knee. Is that so exaggerated?
No.
Fucking knife.
Strong possibility.
Which one do we want to go with? The minor accident?
Yeah,
I'm clearly less violent than you guys are, so feel free to ignore
I'm
me.
not particularly violent.
I meant in games.
packet of talcum over his shoulders and then burning a hole in his shirt with a hotel iron.
What the fuck?
Right? Like I said, did I say the tire iron was out of the... No, like, our character here is a fucking psychopath.
He fits in well.
Like, I guess scour the streets. Like, maybe keep away from children. Like, this is what happened when. This is what happens when psychology hasn't been invented yet.
I don't think you feel like eating car engine sausage.
No. I did not like the look of them. They weren't blood sausages. At least I have not eaten broth. Just bring that whole thing back around, eh? This is a man who's dedicated to his hatred of the soup stock.
I think to most things that are different.
I know, but this is specifically about his hatred of broth.
Yeah.
So we need to see by getting our asses to Warsaw.
Let's see.
So I'm guessing we go back to Vienna.
And
then
if you can't do Warsaw, go down and see what the options are for.
Yeah.
Because we could try Bucharest.
Mm-hmm.
And then see if there's a road north to Minsk from there.
Yeah. Bucharest is probably our best bet in that regard.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Also, there might be like a boat from Odessa to Moscow if there isn't that.
Yeah.
Or a boat from Odessa to something that lands on land and then a road from there to Moscow.
Can we go back to Vienna?
I think we can.
I'm not sure if the game allows you to retrace your steps, but even if it does, it's probably a bad idea.
All right, so we're going to Bucharest. Okay, actually, it looks like we can go back to Vienna. Like, this is a bit clumsy.
Yeah. I don't think it'll let us travel back, though. I think we need to explore to find new routes.
All All right. Then we're off to Bucharest then. Everyone, he did not learn much.
Yep.
Mm,
So I guess hopefully we can find a way to Bucharest. Or
Well,
Yeah.
we're
Belgrade.
going. Budapest.
He's not doing so great, so you might want to attend to him. I mean, yeah, he's technically still at 89, but
yay, relationship improved.
Mr. Fogg is very forgiving of his violent servant.
Indeed.
Seems we don't have a route to there, so we're gonna have to go through Belgrade.
That's Bucharest.
Yeah, but it isn't giving me an option to go there.
Okay, then we'll go to Belgrade.
weird because we have the destination.
I guess there's nothing open for that, so and you kind of got to get it going here.
Yeah.
So I guess I'll let me go.
You can't. There's not on the depart menu a choice for.
No, these are the only options they're giving us, and these are by train.
All right. I mean, they're kind of forcing us down this line, so.
Oh, we waited too long. Fuck me.
I mean, the game
Time
seems.
does matter.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Guess that's the only thing I can do.
well, to the hotel. All right. Now, very quickly, let's head to Belgrade.
I mean, the time is paused right now. This
Yeah.
is still the last night, I think.
Yeah.
I would check around and see if
Yeah.
you could find any hints to another passageway.
Found nothing of particular interest.
Okay.
Chugga chugga choo choo, motherfuckers.
We are taking the actual Orient Express. But we don't need to stop at Belgrade. We just passing through.
Yeah. There's no reason to stop in there anyway.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Onward to Athens. Mm-hmm.
I guess converse.
Conversing will frequently.
Yeah, open up. So.
So which one do we want? Athens or Istanbul?
Well, we're heading
That's
to Athens.
Yeah.
You want to change the subject to Istanbul. Like, I mean, remember, it's Istanbul and not Constantinople.
If you get a train to Constantinople, you'll be heading to Istanbul.
Even old New York was New Amsterdam.
Mm-hmm.
So which one of these do we want to do?
We want to be going to. Let's see. I'm trying to think. Yeah. I guess I'm not familiar with some of these places. Like,
I think
guess
Sofia might be in Hungary.
Yeah, Sofia is going backwards, basically. It's like Sofia, I think, is in Bulgaria.
That might be it.
I guess.
Look, man, I told you, I'm not exactly
I
great
know,
at freaking
but
Yeah.
geometography.
let's go with Izmir. Mount Elbrus. Um, um,
I guess not at all.
yeah, like in context to what?
Oh, basically, we were asking about a line she didn't know about. So if we thought poorly of the Orient Express.
Once again, Istanbul.
Istanbul at Baghdad, wouldn't that be going in the right direction?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Istanbul to Baghdad.
Alright, the Ottoman Empire was the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, this is rather, before the World Wars.
So I guess ask about Baghdad?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey, we just discovered a new route.
Good.
Sweet.
Well, that'll be completely useless, but
No kidding.
one tries.
Museum exhibit, I guess. Who was flip a coin?
Yeah, I like the museum exhibit one.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess, it would either be ask, Fog or just stared and stared, really.
I would ask his thoughts, I guess.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Although he might not like that. I don't know.
I mean, we're at 100, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's a difference between his well-being and how well he likes you.
Then I did not ask my master for
Oh,
his thoughts.
I already hit the other one.
Okay.
I hope you are wrong. But,
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, it's both, but...
Well, I
Yeah.
fear so is probably the less rude way to put it.
All right. Not that he fears war. Probably thinks it's a grand opportunity. Anyway. I could barely stomach. Or which went to some way towards lightening my soul. Yes, lightening the soul.
Sure, why not? Chugga chugga choo choo.
Uh,
Okay, so.
yeah.
Ooh,
So
Canadian train timetables might be useful.
I think it would be. Though
Might
we're
be,
about
though.
the point where
It'll be a while before we're in Canada, but it could be worth checking.
Do we want to get rid of one of these, the European
I would
timetables?
say Caribbean, since if we end up there, we've made a mistake.
All right.
all right.
Watch us only be able to go that way.
Yeah.
Though that being said, it's about time to wrap this up for this part
Alrighty.
and move on to the topic of discussion for the week. So,
I was wondering how you're going to do that. Well, at least buy the timetable first.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh yay, new routes.
That is the idea.
That is a nice route.
All right.
All right, that's how we
So-
pause.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Alrighty, so I guess I move over to the other thing and whatnot.
Yep. Yeah. So that's about it for part 3 of our 80 days Let's Play. As far as when part 4 shows up, who knows? Like, could be next week, could be 3 more months. This is what we use to fill in the gaps when we don't have a guest. So it's whenever we need it. So, on that note, Petty Fan, play us to the next segment. All right. So, welcome to the topic of discussion. This week, we're talking about Animal Crossing New Horizons. Indeed, there was a Nintendo Direct, what last week?
Something like that.
Thereabouts.
Yeah.
Point is, it was recent, and we have learned much and relearned much because the game is, about a month away?
A little less than that, yeah.
Yeah. So they had a 25-minute presentation on the title, and the Animal Crossing members have taken down their summoning circles.
Are you sure about that?
I'm not. Anyway, so what have we learned about New Horizons here? I guess starting off, in terms of islands, let's see. They've got various biomes.
I mean, the main difference is that you get a little bit more choice about where the initial stuff is set up, and the ability to choose to be in the southern hemisphere is fairly novel for the series.
Right. Complete with proper seasons.
Yeah. Well, that's the main thing that it changes.
Yeah. Well, believe it or not, that's kind of lost in people who've never been to the southern hemisphere or vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
It's in the southern hemisphere right now, it's summer because that's the way the Earth works. It tilts back and forth towards the sun. That's why we have seasons in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Now, mind you, having seasons no matter where you are isn't actually realistic to the world because if you're around the poles or the equator, well, you're not really getting seasons. You're getting eternal summer or winter.
They still have seasons, but they are cataloged differently.
Right. Seasons in terms of those places are more, at least in terms of the warmer areas, dry and wet seasons.
Yeah, and in the north, it does get more cold and less cold.
Right.
And more relevantly, gets, wow, the sun didn't rise today, and wow, the sun didn't set today.
You can see why Nintendo would want to keep that relatively simple.
Yeah. They've tried with some things that have day-night cycles.
Yeah.
But it's hard.
Well, it's also because they have seasonal activities.
Mhm.
Like, you can build snowmen in the winter. You gather seeds in the spring and leaves in the fall. Um, yeah, and as far as what you start out with, instead of a house, you get a tent.
Because
Like,
you're on a friggin' deserted island getaway package.
mhm. Resident services is there. Yeah, the facilities. Um, they've they've got a 24-hour place where you can sell stuff, buy stuff. Um, crafting is of course a mainstay of Animal Crossing, so it's here. Like,
No, this is the first time you can actually craft.
oh, that's
Mhm.
genuinely surprising. Like,
Before you could put patterns on clothing and stuff, but this is the first time you can actually like make stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, this shows my Animal Crossing knowledge is kind of limited. Like, okay, yeah. Their second facility is the airport. Um,
Which is your link
yeah,
location.
right. That's basically the way you get other people into your islands. And I guess that's a good place. One of the big controversies about Animal Crossing New Horizons is they're probably not calling this, but Island Gate, right?
So in every it's always been the idea for Animal Crossing that people who share the same system, especially for not the non-portable ones, are sharing the same town and working together on it. But there's always been a way around it before, and this time the only way around it is buying a new Switch
Yep.
or another Switch for another player.
Uh-huh.
And in the portable ones, they really couldn't do
Mm-hmm.
that because they didn't have separate accounts and they weren't. All of the data was stored on the card on the 3DS and stuff.
Yeah.
But on
But
the Switch, all of the save data is stored on the system so that they can go back to having like the system be where the island is. On the GameCube, you could swap out memory cards,
Mm-hmm.
but you can't do that on the Switch. The memory that you can swap out is not where the save data is because then people can't manipulate it.
yeah,
Also,
that's
something backup service.
yeah.
Well, that's part of the same thing because
I know.
it's part of the same. They don't. That's why they don't want people to be able to manipulate or clone rare items or whatever. Is why they won't allow the traditional cloud backup, as they have a pretty strict or pretty consistent policy of not doing with most of their most popular games, pretty much for this reason.
It's still not going down well.
No, it's not. I'm not saying it's good. I'm just saying it's consistent with their previous behavior.
Oh yeah, I won't disagree with that.
Mm. It is Nintendo.
It's the duping rare items and cheating in online ranking stuff that has been an issue in previous games, but not this one, obviously, because competitive Fire Emblem or Animal Crossing isn't really a thing.
Yet. Give
I
those
mean, the
crazy
only thing
people
you can really
time.
compete over is how much the Happy Home Academy likes your house design.
Yeah. Moving forward, as far as what the special services are, okay, in keeping with the theming of how do I put this? Um, Social commentary, unexpected, like, because the whole framing device is Nook Incorporated.
Yeah. If you ever wanted
Tom
more,
Nook continued to expand his corporate empire to
Yeah.
To a global scale.
Yeah, because like somehow Tom Nook has become an analog to fucking Facebook.
Well, you've given him shit tons of money over the various games.
I know. It's a little unexpected. I'm like, not surprising, mind you, just unexpected. But it's like, because it's not just about you're on a fucking desert island retreat, whatever, from Nook Incorporated. Your main source of contact is the Nook phone.
Yeah, they have their own brand of smartphone. They have a miles program that is your primary way of paying off some of your loans, which admittedly having it be specifically from in-game achievements rather than just getting money is possibly good.
My point of order is Tom Nook is selling your fucking data to advertisers.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, Trump boss.
Probably selling it to himself.
That assumes that there are advertisers other than him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, either that or, okay, he's not Facebook, he's Apple. You're trapped in this fucking walled garden.
Sometimes literally. Wink.
Apple hasn't set up an actual resort yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, yet. Like, yeah. I'm like I said, he's kind of a gestalt of a lot of evil companies, okay? He's also like in terms of vacations and mileage programs, that's Disney. And keep in mind, Disney owns Disney World. And by the way, they actually have legal powers at Disney World. It's a whole thing.
Yeah.
That kind of beyond the scope, but like I said, the social commentary of New Horizons here is interesting. Like, look, we are just one step away from the villagers crying out to seize the means of production and calling for the death of the bourgeois. You think I'm joking?
Oh God. Now you can, one of the funding things. Funding guillotine to fucking take Nook's head.
Okay, just look at this passage. There are dangerous creatures like wasps and scorpions. You can get medicine at resident services. There's probably a swollen asterisk here if your fucking insurance covers it, and they won't cover it. So, prepare to pay out 3,000 bells for it, or you can die. Yes, I'm saying this is commentary on the American health care system. Not one-to-one, but the implication is probably accidentally there.
Disclaimer, I'm pretty sure in the actual game you do not have to pay much for the medical care, if anything at all.
Yeah.
But
nighttime offers interesting aspects like finding ghosts. Castaways come onto shore and you can help them. Like, it's like optional extras. Players can build a house, which you can pay for at your own pace. Houses offer more room to store items. That's pretty standard Animal Crossing. Like,
another one of the big things they've changed is before there was a pretty strict delineation between stuff you could put down inside and stuff you could put down outside. And now you can put down things that previously could only be put down inside, outside, and vice versa, I think.
Yeah, Nook Mile tickets let you travel to distant lands. The travel is different each time you do it. Party play allows up to 4 residents to explore an island together. So 4-player exploration co-op there. Probably still not going to find any Nintendo games. I miss that aspect. Like, I miss the aspect of the idea of, you can just find Nintendo games in the ground. Here's a copy of Wario's Woods. But, Nintendo kind of got addicted to the idea of selling you Wario Woods for $5.
Well, there's no virtual console currently.
I know, but, the Nintendo Switch
There is the online thing, but this game has many online components, so...
Right.
Actually, an interesting thing it could do would actually, just backdoor you into that app.
Speaking of apps, the Nintendo Switch Online app will get Nook Link. which allows you to scan QR codes of custom designs from New Leaf and Happy Home Designer, and you can download them in the apps in this app. So yeah, this game has a bit of cross functionality with older Animal Crossing games.
Which I think suggests possibly that this game does not have as much of the what's name,
yeah,
as much design creating ability. But
speaking of the Nintendo Switch Online app, guess what you're using for your voice chat? Because this is Nintendo we're talking about.
I mean, they didn't. They would have to build in. They would have to create a better system before they could let you use it.
I know. This is more the fact that Nintendo Switch Online sucks big donkey penises more than anything else. Anyway, so future updates. They are planning to have a museum, a shop of goods where that will have uncraftable items, a tailor for clothes, and a campground you can invite guests for recreational purposes. I wonder if they'll have s'mores. Basically, what
I would be surprised.
Yeah, basically, this sounds like either stuff that they haven't revealed details yet, or it could be post-launch support. Let's see, constructing bridges and slopes will allow you to cross rivers and other obstacles. Once you've done enough developments, you can get a permit that will allow you to pave your own pathways. Like, you can also modify rivers and cliffs,
which is a big freaking deal. In addition, well, first off, even before that, you get like a pole you can use to jump over rivers, which was not a thing before. You'd have to go the long fucking way around. And I think they only added the ability to build bridges in like New Leaf, and then it was a big fucking deal that you had to have like a town fundraiser for.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this is giving you a huge amount of granular ability to modify your town to your liking at a much deeper level than has ever actually been possible before.
Yeah. And finally, some frequently asked questions. One Switch can hold up to 8 people on one shared island. Each user can register one resident, and each resident can build their own house. And each resident will be submitting their unknowingly a DNA sample.
And something firstborn.
With Tom Nook, probably. The game's and remember Amiibos? Like, this game supports Amiibos.
Yeah.
Not just Amiibo figures, but remember Amiibo cards?
Animal Crossing was always the thing that used that the most, but they only used them mostly for. Well, they actually added later to New Leaf, like in a major update, the ability to like recruit villagers from Amiibo cards.
Yeah, I mean, you can use both things to add guests to your campground. They didn't announce any new Animal Crossing Amiibos, probably because the like.
They were a fucking lot of the cards, and they're not even compatible with all of them yet. Admittedly, that's because some of the cards that were designed for the board game or the tent game are of important NPCs, and you can't have KK Slider as a villager if he has anything like his usual role of, you know, being in a place and performing music.
Right. It's also the Animal Crossing Amiibos didn't do well. A lot of that had to do with a lot of the Animal Crossing Amiibos were tied in with that Wii U game.
Yeah, they were. While it is fun to collect Amiibos, and I partially do, just to have, hey, it's a little plastic toy of a cool Nintendo character, they also get more mileage when they belong to a game that is actually fun.
Right. And is on a popular console.
Yes.
The point is, there was a lot of Animal Crossing Amiibo merch out at fucking retailers.
Yeah, and
like
now I see it like Five Below or other discount stores like that.
Yeah, they couldn't give away that shit, so I'm not surprised that there isn't any new Animal Crossing Amiibo shit.
They may make more if this game does well.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah. And they will have. Okay, so the other big controversy surrounding, the New Horizons is not going to be supporting cloud saves, but if they will have a backup after launch, and if your file gets corrupted or whatever, you can send your fucking physical Nintendo Switch to Nintendo of America, and they'll reinstall that.
Once.
Just once. Yeah. Fucking
I'm not
Nintendo.
sure. They might renew the ability to do it after it happens once, but yeah, they're trying to they're coming up with a system, and they're trying to actually make it cumbersome so that people won't be tempted to use it to cheat, I assume. It's stupid, but that, I think, is what their thought process is.
Right.
Mhm.
Let's see. You can go to Photopia and have photo shoots with guest characters. So there are 2 levels of codes in this game: dodo codes, which allow players to visit friends' places, but for some reason you can't use tools like axes.
Okay. There's you can be friends, which lets you visit a place basically, or you can be best friends, and friends can't fuck with your island. So you don't have to worry about letting someone who you just know online come to your island and pick your fruit, because traditionally each town has like the one fruit that grows natively in that town, and they're randomized. So
Also,
you want to like visit other people's towns to get their fruit and some of their other rare stuff, or some stuff that's common for them that's rare for you. But you don't want to risk someone you don't know very well getting the code to your town and coming in and filling in your ponds.
something
Uh,
Genghis Khan.
Whereas the best friends function is for people who you actually know well and want to like help collaborate on terraforming your island or whatever with.
Hmm.
Mhm.
I think
And
that's actually a pretty good system because it allows you to have a friend system and then also still, not automatically have your whole town get broken.
right. And finally, there will be free launch. There will be free updates after launch. The
Which is
first
their
free,
regular now, more or less.
well, the first seasonal event will be a celebration for Bunny Day in April. Like,
AKA non-Christian Easter, or non-specifically Christian.
right. It's like the thing is, Easter is actually taking place in May this year, I think. Yeah, it's in May. So, like
Yeah, well,
Easter.
the Animal Crossing calendar is very sophisticated, but I don't believe it's quite sophisticated enough to keep accurate track of the first Sunday after the first full moon after the vernal equinox. So I think they just set holidays on set dates.
No, Easter is April 12th this year. I think it was like last year or the year before it was in May.
Mhm.
All I know is it's not on April 13th yet.
Right. Anyway,
Sorry, I looked up. That's my birthday, and April can fall on my birthday, but it's extremely rare.
right.
I think it's
Anyway,
something like 27 or something.
And yeah, that's about what they've delineated in terms of this update. So, Animal Crossing New Horizons releases in a month. We'll see what occurs. We'll see if we'll see if the fan base is over the save issues and the island issues by then. Anyway,
And or their violent tendencies for at least a year.
so that'll about do it for this installment of Fragments of Silicon. The week ahead, we do have a Friday interview on Friday, February 28th. We will be having Craig Snape of Celestial Gold Studios. They are currently developing a game called Kung Fu Jesus. I'm still trying to wrap my head around this game. It's a brawler, but holy fuck, it's a brawler on acid. I think that's the best way to put it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, brawler on acid is practically an established subgenre of brawler at this point.
Yeah, I mean, like it's really hallucinogenic. So brawler on peyote, if you will. Anyway, and coming up on the Sunday reviews, we'll be having reviews for Void Cube Runner, which is a game that is filling up the canceled game space. It's like when in doubt, grab something free. Void Cube Runner is a curious combination of like endless runner and auto jumper. It's an interesting mix. Its execution is, we'll get to that in the review. We've got Skellboy for the Nintendo Switch, which this game is actually not out on PC yet. So Nintendo Switch got this first. Bit curious there. Yeah, I was kind of surprised when I looked that up too. But yeah. So have you played this game yet, Galax?
I have not had time to boot it up yet, but it's ready to be played. I'm going to set aside some time tomorrow evening, I think.
Okay. Darksider Genesis for the PlayStation 4, being handled by our Darksiders expert, Petty Fan.
We'll go with that.
I'm like, he has opinions on this. We do not know these opinions yet. We will learn soon enough. And through the darkest of times, this is a Nazi survival simulator. Yeah, I'm like, that being said, it's like in terms of its actual game, it's a strategy game combined with like visual novel adventure game. Not surprisingly, it's also very heavy-handed because Nazis, war, World War II.
It's very difficult to be subtle when dealing with Nazis.
Yeah, I mean.
Mm-hmm.
It's in the title. You're going through literally the darkest of times, like because in terms of human history, yeah, World War II, if not the darkest of times, up there, top whatever. And I have a lot of opinions on this. Like not necessarily good or bad. It's like this is a complicated subject. This isn't Wolfenstein 3D. Okay, this isn't wacky Nazi zombies or dealing with the occult or even the Nazis are generic bad guys. Don't feel bad that you're shooting Nazis kind of deal. No, this is actually dealing with surviving the actual atrocities that the Nazis committed during their time in power. It's more like watching a World War II Holocaust movie that's up for a boatload of Oscars. It's more Schindler's List than Indiana Jones, if we're talking about in terms of tone and messaging and all that stuff. Anyway, so that's what's coming up ahead. And until Friday, I shall wish you good gaming.